Yo, um, it's your boy Carl Anthony here with a video. Black Coffee Daily. I'm back, and look, you see the title? Is Will Smith a simp? Right? Uh, I wasn't gonna talk about this. I wasn't going to really divulge any thought process about you know um, what I felt about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett's situation, but you know started to realize like man, this is a good teaching moment for any young brother out here who isn't married yet, um, who's planning on being married and wants it to go well. And the first thing you must understand is the female nature. And when you see people like Will Smith do, you know, the on-screen persona of Will Smith, he seems like he's a real alpha male, very strong and very positive minded. But man, his weakness is Jada Pinkett, and it's been proven ever since. It's been proven all over time. If you think about it, like they met each other in the '90s, the mid '90s. He was already married and left his first wife and then got with Jada. Now, if you know anything about Jada Pinkett, she's always been a free spirit, whatever that means. And Jada has literally talked about being promiscuous and and how she just likes to do what she wants, and she seems very domineering, you know, very domineering. And to even the most strongest man, a domineering woman can bring you down. And in his new interview with GQ, they talked about how they started off being monogamous, and that was something he wanted, but she really didn't want that. Therefore, they have an open relationship, and he accepted it just out of the mere fact that he didn't want to lose her. And in my opinion, and he also just stated that he doesn't believe anybody should do the same thing he's doing. You know that it probably won't work for most people, and that's a cautionary tale. It's like we're in a time where marriage is no longer sacred as it used to be. That people don't hold the value of marriage that high, and so we're willing to accept a lot of you know edits to marriage. People want to bring another person in, and do all this freaky deaky stuff and things like that are not really conducive to a healthy marriage. Now, what you do as a single dude, or a single woman outside of the confines of marriage, that's your business. If you want to, have orgies and all kind of craziness, that's on you. But in marriage, if you're a believer in the Most High, you're supposed to keep the marriage bed is undefiled, and it's a holy matrimony between the two. Okay, not between everybody else's. Okay, and so we gotta start thinking about you know you know the spiritual nature of marriage more so than just the actual fact of marriage. And of course, marriage is also a business. Marriage is also something that people get into, and it can benefit your life greatly, and also can deplete your life greatly. Especially if you're a man. The laws are stacked against us more when it comes to marriage. But if you handle marriage properly, and if you choose wisely, marriage can be very fruitful. In from a tax purposes, from getting loans on homes or loans on anything else. Like if you're married, you're usually in a better situation financially. And if you think about it, most of the richest people in the world are all married. You know, even though Jeff Bezos and his wife just split, he was married for a long time. Bill Gates has been married for a long time. They split, but they've been married for a long time. He gained most of his wealth while he was married. So it's a wonder, you know, like why we try to trash marriage these days and we try to say that it's not a good thing to do. The successful people, the richest people in the world are married. So we always talking. See, it seems like the more poor guys are, the more they talk about how bad marriage is for them financially. Well, you know what? Marriage is not for a poor man. I will say that. You need to really figure out how to get your financial house in order before you get married. Get things in place. You may not have to be, you know, you don't have to be super rich, but you want to get things in order so that you can you know, thrive in your marriage the way you want to thrive. So, but getting back to Will Smith, man, it's like after the embarrassment that he suffered from Red Table Talk with the entanglement of August Alsina, I was wondering how this marriage is going to continue to last. Because public embarrassment is a whole different thing versus just, you know, being finding out about transgressions that nobody knows about. But once the public knows about it, it's a whole nother story, a whole nother form of healing. And I just really believe that, you know, I wouldn't be participating in the situation at this point. I would have had to exit. What do y'all think? You know? So it is what it is. And to me, fellas, you got to learn how to pick your partners, man. You got to learn how to you know, really choose a woman that has the virtue that you want out of a relationship. And so if your woman is exhibiting for the streets behavior and you don't want a woman that's for the streets, don't marry her. It's plain and simple. It's just that simple. You gotta go with, you can't just be thinking about how great the sex is and, you know, your sex life, and that shouldn't be the leading factor into why you get married. So think with your head, not your heart, and not your lower half, okay? That's my advice. And I feel like the more you do that, you pray about things, you do what you got to do your due diligence, and also be the man that you're supposed to be, you will attract the right type of person, the type of person that you really want to be with. And ladies, on the same end, the more you open your legs up to just random guys, you're not going to attract the good guys. And when I say good guys, I mean the guys that are so-called marriage material, that want to be married and things like that. You're not going to attract the right type of mate if you're just spreading yourself thin. Okay, so you got to be careful with how you move too, especially you guys. You know, because it's really more so on you guys to be even more tame in how you act than men. Sorry to say, it's a double standard. It is what it is. But the more you understand that, and I can get into a whole lot of different, you know, reasons why, you know, from a you know, biological standpoint with DNA transfer and stuff like that. But women, you guys, you know, sex is internal for you guys, and for us, it's external. It's the surface. You know, if you know what I mean. You know, and so. Yeah, we won't touch that. One day I maybe divulge some more information on things like that, but you got to be real careful, plain and simple. And so moving right along, R. Kelly is most likely going to jail. He's going to get sentenced very soon. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to appeal this or not, but the man got charged with all counts. I think it was like nine counts with sex trafficking and racketeering and things like that. Look, I'm from Chicago. I remember dating somebody in college, my freshman year in college. You know, I was 18. She was 18. She was telling me about something that allegedly happened when she was in high school with said Mr. Kelly. And I remember going to Rock and Roll McDonald's as a kid. Me and my homies to go talk to girls and stuff like that when I was in high school and in early college years. And that was a popular spot. All the teenagers kicked it there. And I remember seeing R. Kelly there several times. And he had that Corvette. If you look at that, I think it might have been I Believe I Can Fly video or one of those videos from the R album, the double album. He had it was like a purple or royal blue kind of Corvette with racing stripes on. Yep. He had a purple Corvette drop top that he would go drive up to, Rock and Roll McDonald's in, and it was just, and we were just like, oh man, that's R. Kelly, but it's mostly young girls there, so if you hear all the stories from the trials, it seems like that's where he picked up a lot of his girls at, and that's exactly where the girl that I told you I dated, he met her there. So it's kind of like, I'm not saying that he's guilty, but look, sexual discipline is probably the most important thing that you can exercise as a dude, especially when you're in the limelight and you're famous and you got a lot of money. The more sexual discipline you have, the better. Now, R. Kelly has had a lot of trauma in his life. He's been abused by his sister, sexually abused by his sister, and who knows what else. And so I do believe that he has a sickness that I believe that he really needs a lot of help. I'm not sure that he's completely criminal, because obviously this is a problem that goes deeper than just, wanting to have sex with young girls. So I do think he got to serve his time, and he needs jail, and everybody else that was complicit with it should be going down too. But it's a real thing, man, that in the black community, we tend to not talk about molestation and how it affects people negatively. And we act like molestation doesn't even occur in our culture. But, you find out later on in life that it happens a lot. A lot of people have been touched the wrong way, forced to do things the wrong way at an early age, girls and guys. So you got to know what your kids are doing. You got to know who they're around. You got to keep a tight grip on your family, man, because it's, children's minds are fragile, and that can send you down a whirlwind of just degenerate behavior. It can make you promiscuous, turn you into someone that's asexual, doesn't want to even have any kind of sexual feelings, or turn you into, choosing opposite, or maybe the opposite, choosing the same gender, or whatever else. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
What up, boo?
But that's it.